Good day, guys. Okay, today we'll talk about hooks. Let's start with hook gauge. The hooks are not all the same. You'll agree with me that thinner is the hook gauge and less pressure you need to apply with your rod in order to drive that point inside the fish mouth. So big difference noticeable between this hook gauge and this hook gauge. So second important thing to understand obviously will be the point. The method you want to use to set a circle hook like this one's in here with the point over the shank will be very different than this particular hook, which is a classic J hook. This is the kind of hook where you want to strike. Circle hooks are very good for unattended rods and situations where you may not have enough tension or pressure in your line. Going back to the hooks, some of them are tempered, some of them are not chemically sharpened. Every brand has his way and his reasons as well to create an hook rather than another. Something very important that we cannot make mistake on are the choice of the hook for the kind of fish you're targeting, but also the kind of knot that you guys going to be using on the right hook. So if we're starting with circle hooks, some of the circle hooks have bent eye, as in this case. Some of the other ones have a straight eye. What you want to realize is that when you have bent eye, the knot you want to use generally goes inside the eye, and the knot will be done around the shank. On the hooks where you find a straight eye, we need to differentiate circle hooks like this Demon Circle and J hooks like this Gamakatsu, because it's okay to have a knot straight to the eye in this situation with a J hook, but preferably on circle hooks you generally want to have a loop knot, and that will increase the hookup ratio on circle hooks with straight eye. We have said that every hook gauge can be slightly different. Also the material of the hook itself can be different, so the hook needs to be matched to the kind of pressure that you are expecting to transmit to the hook. Very important to have the whole lot in balance. You don't want to use this kind of hooks, for example, nice and thin. You don't want to use them for, let's say, shark fishing or very heavy pressure. Those ones are made for fly fishing. People use them for barramundi. People use them for big game, so for sailfish and small marlin. But the most important thing you need to remember, when you use thinner gauges, your line, your rod, the pressure on your reel needs to be matched to the hook. Obviously, if you're using a much thicker gauge, that obviously allows you to apply much more pressure. Most of the time when we strengthen or break hooks is simply because we have applied too much pressure, or the point of the hook have not penetrated enough into the mouth of the fish, and obviously the leverage through the hook point is very different than if the hook point penetrate until the bend of the hook. That in that case will give you 100% of the hook strength. That's the way the bend of the hooks has been designed, but if you don't obtain the full penetration, you're not going to obtain the 100% strength of the hook. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, like our page. It really helps the page, the business, and have a look on myfishingtrip.net and have a look what we do.